Cindy Kuhn, and I'm Vice President of Marketing at ComPsych Corporation here in Chicago.
So Cindy, what is the biggest challenge facing brands today?
I think there's a lot of challenges. In the B2B space in particular, I think it's a combination of relevancy and cohesiveness. In that there are so many buyers and there's so many different segments, there's so much noise out there. There's lots of different channels that you can go to get to buyers and get to customers, and there's so many factors now in how people are deciding and making decisions that trying to keep a kind of cohesive relevance to that brand is across all the different segments, across all the different challenges, or all the different channels, I think is a real challenge.
What do you think, that being said, what do you think is the biggest opportunity?
Well, it's kind of the flip, isn't it? It's trying to kind of find a very clear, cohesive, almost simplification of what that brand promise can mean to a customer across all the different segments. And that's the power of the brand, of course, in that there's a consistency that people know what it stands for, but trying to kind of clarify that and simplify that across lots of different channels and lots of different segments. I think that's a real opportunity.
What's your take on the concept, content is capital?
When I first heard that term, I was kind of reminded of the old term, information is king. And I'm not so sure that it's all that different. I mean, certainly content is, we're finding just really interesting ways of being able to use it and repurpose different content in different channels. But I think at the end of the day, it's about providing customers and prospects with information that they can use and that hopefully creates an emotional as well as a business bond with you and the brand and that customer.
How does content marketing integrate into your organization's overall communication plan?
Content marketing is important. I mean, I kind of view it as the fuel in that it really provides us with different ways and different messages and ongoing communication with our different segments and with our different customers. The challenge, of course, is then aligning that content with your brand messaging, with your brand framework, in making sure that it's relevant, that it fits the different cycles in the sales process. That becomes a much more complicated and a much more involved process. But certainly kind of that baseline is fuel for that ongoing communication, relevant ongoing communication with a customer or a prospect.
How can brands ensure their relevance in the coming year?
I think it continues to be absolutely important and imperative to know the customer and to know that prospect and to know your audience. But I think one of the things that we sometimes lose sight of in trying to make sure that we're keeping our brands relevant is kind of that internal piece of it. What is it that defines us as a brand? Above and beyond how our customers define it. What defines us as a company, as a brand in that space today, and how do we keep that relevant not just to customers but to ourselves and to the goal of the business? And it's kind of the inside. Both you have to kind of think about the inside and the outside at the same time, and I think that's also a crucial part of a brand staying relevant in today's world, is really being able to tap into what is it that makes the brand special from an inside out perspective.